Isn't the ocean beautiful today, Pat?
Yeah, just another fucking day in paradise.
You know, if you're bored, we can travel more.
I've been all over the world, now I want to go somewhere else.
A lot of that you did before we met.
So?
So we can go back and do it again, together.
You always say I travel too much as it is.
I'm talking about traveling together.
You can only do something for the first time once.
John Patrick Irony.
Like you can only lose your virginity one time.
But once you've lost it, it gets better with practice.
But once you've lost it, it gets... doesn't scan.
I wasn't being poetic.
But once you've lost it, you can make it better with practice.
So you put Mildred out of your mind.
Mildred?
Your wife.
Oh! Well, yes.
And you put Marlon out of your mind?
And so many others.
And so I hear. And then you met me.
Well, there was a world war in there somewhere.
Oh yes, your tourist days in Burma.
Don't be cute. I had real bullets whizzing past my head. I had real men dying around me.
And all those young men in skivvies in the hospital.
All those patients with their guts hanging out, their blood draining away. All those smells of rot and decay and death. Why do people do that? Equate body count with victory.
Look, I'm sorry, Pat. I'm sorry I even brought it up.
The tall man makes a stupid, insensitive remark. The hero turns cold and turns away.
Shit. You're in one of those moods.
I don't have moods. I have inspiration.
Yeah, you got
what?
nothing.
Go on, say it.
You got a stick up your butt today.
Don't say it.
So are we going on with Charles?
No.
Oh, not saving for the graduate students?
Fuck the graduate students.
Yeah, wouldn't you like to?
What?
Nothing.
And fuck you.
Promises, promises.
You can leave anytime you like.
Oh, now why would I do that? You're such fun to live with.
Damn it, I'm tired of being accused of doing things I haven't done.
Don't you mean haven't done in a while? How about haven't been able to do in a while?
What are you?
Well, things you used to do with some regularity.
You
Temper.
Well, at least I haven't turned into a bitchy old queen.
You win.
Of course.
Their Highnesses, the Windsors, are going to be in Palm Beach. Huh. Seems like the Gold Coast has a case of Windsor fever. You know, I've never met them.
The Dutch and the Dukas?
You know, CZ could get us an invitation to one of the parties down the way if you want to.
Why would I want to do that? I've met them. He was a Nazi stooge and she was a whore in a Shanghai bordello. Besides, I think she's had her fill of the Lavender League since David made her give up Jimmy Donahue.
Oh, he's here, by the way, Jimmy, down the road with Mrs. Gotrocks.
And a good place for him.
You know,
don't invite them for drinks.
I'll never forget the time I asked him what Wallace was like in bed. Then he said, "My dear, it was like fucking a very old sailor."
Well, Jimmy would know.
Oh, naughty.
The trouble with most of our gay confreres is like Jimmy, they're all style and no substance.
And straight men are all substance and no style?
Well, substance can be very nice to look at.
Well, sometimes you do more than look.
Well, sometimes there's both substance and style.
Well, you would know.
Naughty.
What did you think of when you first saw me, Pat? Style or substance?
I thought about stripping you naked and taking you right there on the terrace.
I wouldn't have minded.
No, but our hostess might have.
Well, it would have made for a more interesting party.
You weren't impressed by all the Hollywood types who were there?
Well, Gary Cooper was attractive. Orson Welles was, well, he was attractive then.
Was that the night Shelley Winters fell out of her dress twice?
Oh, God. Shelley Winters always fell out of her dress.
I remember you were sitting on the back of the diving board talking with someone. He got up and moved away.
I think it was Dean Martin.
Yeah.
He went to get a drink, and I turned, and you were wearing that flowered shirt, like you had just grown out of a bougainvillea bush, staring at me.
Great substance.
Nice style.
I just bought my goat farm up in Suffern, and I had images of chasing you naked through the corral and catching you by the barn.
As I recall, the first time you invited me up there, that's exactly what we did.
Goats didn't seem to mind.
Oh, that was always your great interview line.
What?
Goats are so cute, especially when they're babies.
And when they grow up, I don't have to send them to college. I eat them.
Always the charmer.
My dogs thought I was charming. I only had 3 then. Big rascals.
I remember we always had to keep the bedroom door closed because they were so used to piling in with you.
I've always liked something warm to sleep with.
Oh, yes.
I remember one time there was a bitchin' heat over at the next farm. I had to keep the dogs in the house, but they all gathered by the back door and spent the night whimpering.
Typical heterosexuals.
I felt so abandoned.
You know where that came from, Pat.
What are you talking about?
Well, anybody whose parents abandoned them at what, age 6, is bound to be susceptible to being left alone.
I don't know. Don't you get all Freudian on me, Myers.
Sorry.
I've done all right for myself.
Yes, you have.
All by myself.
Right.
2 Tony Awards, a Writers Guild Award, 3 Golden Globes, an Academy Award nomination, and oh yes, a Pulitzer Prize.
You've had a remarkable career.
I've done all right, damn it.
Yes, you have.
By myself.
Okay, look, I said I'm
So
sorry.
you just keep your goddamn analysis to yourself, bucko.
All right.
All right.
Bucko. Where did you come up with that?
I heard that hurricane might be moving in our direction.
I told Louise to start bringing in some of the extra long chairs and things just in case.
Yeah, we don't want any flower pots flying through the window like last time.
All taken care of.
Extra gas for the generator?
Big tank is full. I told him to deliver a couple of extra tanks today or tomorrow.
I don't want to have to depend on candles.
You don't want to have to depend on anything.
I remember as a kid when I would run away from the foster homes, bouncing around the hobo camps. Firelight, candles, and filthy old men grubbing all over my body in the dark.
I still can't imagine how you survived all of that.
Willpower. Determination to do something better, to make something of myself, to stand alone against.
You're a remarkable man, Pat.
I showed them.
Yes, you did.
I showed them all by myself.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to the store today. You want anything special to eat?
Aren't we having the Wentbergs over?
Oh, that's Thursday. I'm doing osso buco.
Ooh.
Yes.
Well, maybe she'll fill up on that and won't be able to talk so much.
Listen, just keep telling her your Hollywood stories. Oh, tell her how big Milton Berle's cock was. That'll keep her quiet.
Milton's cock would keep anybody quiet. And you'll be talking stocks and bonds with him.
Well, of course, he's chairman of a bank.
Tax exiles. Half the people living on this damned island are tax exiles. Makes me feel all political.
Just remember how good it feels on April 15th.
Could we get rained out by the storm?
No, that's not due until the weekend, if it comes at all.
All right, Milton Berle's cock.
By the way, show her your rare china collection. That'll take a little time. God only knows you love to show it off.
I can afford to be proud.
By the way, when's the last time you tried on your tux?
We're not dressing, are we?
No, you've got that dinner in New York next month, and, well, I think you put on a few pounds.
Oh, thank you very much.
I just don't want you running around Manhattan at the last minute looking for a tailor.
You don't think I've kept my boyish figure?
You haven't had a boyish figure since you were a boy.
Bitch.
So what do you want special for lunch?
Salad. Lots and lots of salad.
I think I'm going to be up to New York about the same time as you are.
New York?
Yeah, I've got some legal things to take care of, and we'll look for some clothes. I don't like everything in my closet.
You haven't been in a closet in 40 years.
More like 50, but who's counting?
Style 1 point, substance nothing.
I think I'll go up to Suffern for a couple of days and see some of the old crowd.
Well, I've got to be in Connecticut myself.
What Connecticut?
Oh, I want to try to woo Vivian Vance.
Ethel Mertz.
Yeah.
Seduced and abandoned.
I want to see if I can get her interested in the Opal project.
Didn't Viv turn you down already?
Yeah, but that was several years ago. Now I've got 5 finished scripts.
Is it 5?
Yeah. Everybody loves Opal. Opal is a diamond. Opal's baby. Opal's husband. Opal's $1 million doc.
5.
When she sees there's a whole stack of scripts finished, she may just think again about doing a TV series. If I could take one of the network's 5 scripts and Vivian Vance, I just might get this thing sold.
How's her health, by the way?
Oh, she had that operation. You remember? Oh, what the hell do they call it? Where they cut her tit off.
A mastectomy.
Yeah, but she made it through all right. Now here she's touring dinner theaters.
You know, I'll never forget what she told me the first time she saw herself in the mirror after the operation. She goes, well, I've got a new career. Now I can model for Picasso.
Great gal, Viv.
Yeah, she's a great one, all right.
Yeah, if I can give her a big enough piece of the action, I think she just might go for it.
You think?
No, we're all whores one way or another.
Yeah, I suppose.
Buying and selling our asses up and down the street.
I thought we'd finished talking about Charles.
Will you just let him go?
Have you, really?
He's none of your affair.
Affair? Now there's a loaded word.
Myers!
Poor Charles. Talk about seduced and abandoned.
You want to know?
Sleazy boy.
You want me to say it, don't you?
Well, I would kind of like to know what's going on under my roof.
My roof! Damn it!
Under the roof I live.
It's my home!
Oh, maybe I should say guest. Perhaps visitor, less presumptive.
Myers.
But since I have no formal or legal position here, I'm just kind of curious as to who the master of the house is stooping.
I didn't.
No?
I didn't have sex with him.
Oh, pity. Now it's too late, I suppose. But since I have no formal position here, as they say, maybe perhaps you've started to do that sort of thing with dead bodies? What? What?
The tall man fills a syringe and injects himself.
A syringe?
He smiles a drugged smile.
And do you want the graduate students to think that I...
Just watch yourself.
You may drive me out of here after all.
You want to go back out there by yourself? Be called queer and pervert and degenerate for the rest of your life?
The rest of my life.
Your choice.